What's up, metal and heavy music fans? It's Fledvicarous again with MetalTrenches.com, and it's that time again for me to check out your latest requests and recommendations for underground metal albums on Bandcamp. And hey, if you'd like to be kept up to date with the best and brightest metal bands and albums from the underground and above, then stick with me by hitting that subscribe button down below. Alright, first up, we're going to check out Nursing with Self-Care. The Dark Trail Records, Mathcore. I actually stumbled on these guys by accident because I was looking for the new Mouth Breather page. Looking forward to that. But yeah, this sounds raunchy though. Like, great classic mathcore sound in the guitars, but very aggressive vocals, like almost blackened, like gurgly. The bass tone is sick too. Yeah, it's just like chaotic as fuck. Like, it's a good balance, though, because sometimes these bands can get a little bit, like, up their own ass with just how dissonant and crazy they're getting, and they lose track of the songwriting. But from what I've heard with this, definitely not the case. Very strong. Good through line of engaging dynamics and melodies. I could compare it a little bit to Psyopus. But yeah, as you can see, just raunchy, crazy, technical music, just the way I like it. Yeah, there's some of these more dynamic elements again, too. This little intro here, but then more experimental, like electronic weirdness on Champagne Gift Basket. Yeah, again, I haven't listened to it all the way through yet, and I'm looking forward to doing that. But in the meantime, just wanted to share this all out to you so you can check it out. Again, that is Nursing with Self-Care. All right, next up we have Signals of Bedlam with Liar's Intuition. I have reviewed one of their previous albums a little ways back, but they are like a progressive metal band out of New York. Very impressive musicianship, once again. Not as dissonant as the last group. But yeah, very, very good. Like, kind of a mix of a lot of different things. A little bit like, maybe like BT Bam in their cleaner side. Even a little bit of Dream Theater in the instrumentation. A little bit of Opeth even in moments in some of the guitars. At times, I feel like I get like tiny Tool vibes from the vocals. But they've got a lot going on, and it's all good. And again, lots of dynamics, lots of ups and downs. From what I've heard so far, this may end up being even better than the last album I checked out. Yeah, you prog fans out there, this is something to eat up. And I don't listen to a ton of straight up prog. I tend to listen to more like progressive death metal, progressive black metal, progressive deathcore, metalcore. But just the level of instrumentation here and the powerful songwriting. Every instrument sounds amazing. That bass sounds incredible. Guitar is kind of a little Dillinger-y sound on that one. But yeah, really just running the gamut. Lots of stuff to enjoy here. So yeah, check out Signals of Bedlam with their latest album, Liar's Intuition. And then we have Puncture Wound for something completely different. This is Complete Carnage of Coagulating Cacophonous Corpses. And it's about exactly what you'd expect. Nice cover. It's a classic death metal cover. It's from the German label Corrupted Flesh Records. Straight up stuff for people who love, Cannibal Corpse and the like. Which I enjoy in doses. Fast. Some a little bit of thrashiness in it at times. We got some more brutal, kind of guttural vocals here. Ooh, I like that. D-beat. Get the D-beat going. Now is the time. These titles, man. I gotta say, like, I was really into this stuff when I was a teenager, but kind of the really, like, gory imagery and, like, the toilet humor and this kind of stuff, like, it doesn't really appeal to me anymore as a guy in his mid-30s. But the music's good, though. And if you're still into that kind of stuff, good on you. Just not really my thing anymore. Yeah, overall it sounds like a just solid death metal album if you want to just get pummeled. Yeah, that's Puncture Wound with complete carnage of coagulating cacophonous corpses. Alright, back to some progressive stuff here. We got Egor Lappo with Trancevoicer. Previously covered Egor Lappo on another episode with the other album, Make the Sun Shine More. And so now let's check out this new stuff. Like the cover, you look at that and you just know. You just know it's prog. Like there's no two ways about it. Again, kind of like Signals of Bedlam. Another band where just clean vocals, pure progressive metal, and I'm digging it, man. Better than some of the bigger releases, too. Like, I mean, we just got a new Moonspell album, and I would choose these underground artists over that every time. Lots of cool stuff, and this is why I started this segment, was I started to get requests from bands like this and realized, like, holy shit, you know, some of the stuff happening in the underground, way better than stuff happening on major labels. Great synth work. Clearly a lot of influence from classic, like, 70s prog, but also woven into this framework of a more modern, almost like Animals as Leaders kind of style. But those synths are pure 70s. Yeah, just really, really impressive. Something I want to get some time to spend some time with. Yeah, it seems just as strong as the previous efforts, so hope you all check that one out. And you'll continue forwards with this. I feel like our audience at this point has quite a few prog fans coming from a lot of different areas of that genre. Reminder too, this is a St. Petersburg, Russian project. Definitely an album you're going to want to experience in full instead of just my dumbass skipping through it like this. But yeah, that is Egor Lappo with Trancevoicer. Alright, and then there's Blue Ox with Holy Vore. This one I have listened to start to finish because it's relatively short. Got into it because it's just straight up like that hardcore, aggressive nonsense that I love. Kind of sludgy, especially in the vocals too. It's like sludgecore. Like that picture, even though it's low res. I think it captures what I picture the vocalist looking like. Ah! Yeah, just D-beat for days. Really fun. The full album's not out yet at the time that I'm recording this, but by the time the episode goes up, I believe it will be. Yeah, just a great time. There's these more kind of groovy, head-bobbing, kind of grungy moments. Reminds me a lot of the 90s. Kind of a little bit of like Mastodon in there too with those guitars. Like earlier Mastodon in particular. But then you've just got the like D-beat frenzy stuff too, which is my personal favorite. Nostrum Bomb is one of my favorites on the album. That opening track is a fucking barn burner too. Yeah, I considered doing a full review, but it's like I would just be repeating the same shit over and over again. It's basically like, this shit rips, D-beat is awesome. Got some sludgecore elements. That's all you need to know. Beyond that, just fucking listen to this shit. Again, that is Blue Ox with Holy Vore. Then we have Lilith with Postdeus. It's a band I've been holding on to for a while. Another one that is not fully out at the time of me recording, but we got quite a few tracks and should be out by the time this episode goes up. It's fucking Washington, Seattle, hardcore, metalcore, Fucking got that kind of Code Orange vibe to it. Just super aggressive. Jesus Peace. I love this shit. Would appreciate a full download of this one for sure, because this is like my go-to music. It's not like my 10 out of 10 music. It's not the stuff that I rank as like the best music out there. But as far as like what do I listen to most regularly, it's shit like this because it just gets me pumped. Great gym music. Solid D beats. Really dense HM2 distortion on here. Got that entombed core sound going on. Hell yeah. Reminds me a little bit of Left Behind, too. You should also check out. Covered them before. A little bit of... I could see them also touring with, like, Harm's Way. Hell yeah. What more do you need? What do you need me to say? You can hear it. You hear that this shit is just intense. Ooh, yeah. I'm always a sucker for these elements too. Awesome. Yeah, seems like just a fucking barn burner of an album. That is Lilith with Postdeus. Alright, next up we have Concrete Ships with In Observance. From what I could tell of these guys, there's a lot of like sludge in there. Lincoln UK band, post-psychedelic noise rock. Colonial. Ooh. Right. Reminds me a little bit of Daughters, in a way. Yeah, I can get down with this. That cover is fitting, because I do get this imagery of just shit burning down. Cool riffs. Weird vocals on this part. Ooh, nice bass run there. Like that crunchy distortion. Lots of riffs. I could see this like going over well with people who like the Armed too. Ooh, that bass again. The bass is so hypnotic, it just like lingers in the background. Especially with headphones. Definitely listen to this with headphones. A little experimental, kind of ambient droning interlude. More great bass to kick this off. Ooh, that's infectious. That's that funky groove. Yeah, this track is very Daughters. By the way, if you haven't listened to that last Daughters album somehow still, you're missing out. But anyways, that is Concrete Ships with In Observance. Alright, then we have the return of Oomba with Contemplations on a Planet High Above. This is a project that I have reviewed multiple times on metaltrenches.com. This is my first time featuring them on the channel. But the thing to know about this group is that it's a one-man project, but more importantly than that, this is all like robotically generated music. And he would explain a lot better than I do, but this is a guy who has expressed like pretty ongoing like trauma with like, I think it started with a natural disaster and then some other stuff has happened, and he deals with it by, he like builds these machines and has them like create music for him. And I know he's not the only one who does that, but the way that he does it seems very unique. So this is all, yeah, a chaotic electronic project is a great understatement. But yeah, he's developed these like algorithms, and then he like takes snippets to orchestrate it. he sent me an email letting me know that this latest one is out. I couldn't have anyone explain it better than him. I was trying to have him on the podcast, but he's a bit of a recluse, and his internet, I guess, is shit where he is. So we weren't able to work it out. But hopefully at some point in the future, because this guy is incredible. And it's noteworthy, too, because it was one of the first things that I reviewed on the site, period. It's one of his older albums. I feel like he's really stepped up the vocals on this one, too. But it's funny, if you go all the way back, like, this started as a pretty standard kind of, like, industrial death metal kind of project. And since then, it's evolved into this weird AI-driven thing. And from what I'm hearing here, because I haven't listened to this new one yet, this does sound like the best of that so far. So I felt like some of the more robotic stuff was a little bit hit and miss, but wow, this one even has a little like bass intro. But yeah, batshit, just batshit stuff. And so definitely check out Umbah, learn their story. I want more people to know about them, so spread the word. Umbah with Contemplations on a Planet High Above. Then we have Natal Cleft with Particles of Hate. It's out of the Philippines. I'm not sure I've covered anything from the Philippines yet. Vicious death metal. Very raw. Got an old school flavor to it in the production. It's the 4-song EP here. Sludgier, doomier part on this one. The bass sounds cool. Huh, showcasing some different sides here. We got Deceit. They're much slower on these. It's interesting you kicked off with that very just kind of full speed ahead death metal track, and then these seem to be more... There's some heavier parts still. Seem to be playing around with different styles in the songwriting here. There's these melodic elements too. Well, those vocals sound kind of cool. Yeah, I feel like they're onto something here. It's not quite fully baked yet, but yeah, that is Natal Cleft with Particles of Hate. Next is Defod with Cerric Hynafol of Wales. Okay. Black metal. That classic black metal font. Atmospheric black metal is tagged in here too. Ritualistic sounds. It's that classic second wave vibe. A little bit of like toke in there too. Moody, a little bit depressive, a little folky. Ooh, picking up the pace here, some good dynamics going on. Ooh, I like that drum part. Head bobbing, doomy stuff on this one. Yeah, we got a bunch going on here. Name your price too. Always a win with that one. Cool little chunky, almost opethy parts. More deathy vocals on this one too. Yeah, that is Defod with Cerric Hynafol. And then we're gonna end with Blindfolded and Led to the Woods with Nightmare Withdrawals. Like this cover. I considered doing a full review of this one, but I gotta tell y'all, I gotta wag my finger a little bit. I've been doing some full reviews of some of these smaller bands in hopes of getting the word out, and y'all ain't watching them. So, you know, if nobody's watching it, it's not that I only post stuff that I know people are gonna watch. I do what I like, but ultimately I've got 3 kids and I've got limited time, so I'm gonna I keep trying to find that sweet spot between what do I want to talk about and what do people actually want to check out. So if you want to see more full reviews of these smaller releases, then you gotta watch the reviews. That's my soapbox for the day. But anyways, on to Blindfolded and Led to the Woods. As you can hear, pretty cool stuff. Kind of proggy, a little bit of sludge, a little bit like post-metal. Awesome drumming. Like, I think that's what jumped out at me first. A little techy, a little mathy. And the guitar sounds awesome, but again, listen to those drums. They're just fucking ridiculous. Just absolutely relentless. Lots of different tags in terms of genre with this one. Get the blast going. Like, this is all that's just one song, and it's just all over the place. Yeah, appropriately the album kicks off that way. Just letting you know from the start, like, these drums are not fucking around. Yeah, everything's cool. I love the cover art too. Probably the highlight today. But yeah, you gotta check these guys out. They don't know. Yeah, just I don't even know how to describe it. I guess at base you might call it tech death, but it's so much more than that. Yeah, I could go on and on with this one. These guys are just, you know, Blindfolded and Led to the Woods. If you happen to watch this, big thumbs up. Fantastic work. This sounds incredible, and I think I'll have some time to actually sit down and really listen through the whole thing pretty soon. But yeah, that is Blindfolded and Led to the Woods with Nightmare Withdrawals. Alright, y'all, I think that's plenty for today. Let me know, as always, down in the comments which one was your favorite. Which albums did you end up going out to buy and pick up? Like, let's have a conversation about that. Are there other bands that I missed that I should check out as well? Recommend those to the other people down there. And stick around, because I got plenty more videos coming right after this one. I actually have a whole playlist of this Best of Bandcamp series, but then also full album reviews, interviews with bands on the podcast. You name it, we've got it, so plenty of reasons to subscribe. If you have not already, you can also chat with us on Discord and support on Patreon. But that'll do it for now. Flight of Icarus signing off. I will see you in the trenches.